Good morning, children. In this chapter, electric current, in the last class, in the last session, we were talking about the verification of Ohm's law. That the V directly proportional to I, potential difference directly proportional to current, or current directly proportional to potential difference applied across any conductor, that was experimentally verified. The ratio of V to I is always constant. We cannot say always, that up to a certain limit the ratio is constant. It was experimentally verified. That was the demonstrational verification of Ohm's law. Now we move on to the next topic, is the resistance. In that experimental verification, we proved that V upon I is equal to constant. That is, the resistance of a conductor is constant. Now, we must know what is resistance. Resistance, it is the internal property, or we can say it is the inherent property of a conductor by which it can oppose the flow of electric current. If we take a conductor, a wire in the form of cylinder, and in this, if we connect the ends of the conductor across any source, that is cell or battery, then definitely what happens? So this has the potential difference V across it, right? So after this become positive terminal, this end become negative terminal of conductor. Due to the potential difference applied across this conductor, the electrons start to flow from the negative terminal of conductor to positive terminal. They all move towards the positive terminal. One thing we must know, that inside the conductor we have both positive and negative ions. Here we are representing the electrons. While the electrons are moving from one terminal to another terminal, on their path we have lot of positive ions also. The positive ions. Already I said the size of positive ions is very large compared to the size of electron. Because of this, whenever the electrons are moving towards the positive ion and they collide, from the battery the electrons are getting energy. The battery supply the energy. By getting the energy, the electrons are moving inside the conductor and they collide with the positive ions. At the time of collision, what happens? The electrons lost their energy. Once the electron lost their energy, the electrons comes to rest. But continuously the cell or the battery is supplying energy from this side. So the electrons, after coming to rest, they gain energy continuously. When they gain sufficient amount of energy, then start to move in the same direction, again collide with the positive ions, then come to rest, gain energy, then further move and collide. This process continuously takes place till it reaches the other terminal, that is positive terminal. So the electrons, by getting energy from the battery, and with that energy they move and collide with the positive ions, lost their energy. That loss of energy of electron in every collision, that comes in the form of opposition. That appears in the form of opposition. And that opposition offered by the conductor for the flow of electric current is known as resistance. So this is the cause of resistance. So simply we can say that the cause of resistance is the loss of energy of electrons when they move inside the conductor due to collision with the positive ions appears in the form of opposition. That opposition is the resistance. And this kind of loss of energy for electrons, this kind of opposition, it occurs. This process takes place in all the conductor. Whenever we try to flow the electric current through any conductor, the opposition appears. Means the resistance presents. So we can say the resistance is the fundamental property. The resistance is the inherent property of every conductor with which it opposes the flow of electric current. That is the resistance. But the magnitude of opposition, how much it is opposing, that is different in all the conductors. In some conductor, the opposition is less. If the opposition is less, more current flows through it. So that means resistance. If opposition is less, that means resistance is less. Resistance less, more current flows. In that condition, we say the conductor is good conductor. It is good conductor. It is good conductor. Mostly the metals are the good conductors of electricity. Metals. Among all the metals, the silver is the best conductor. Silver is best conductor of electric current or electricity. So that means in silver the resistance is least. And then copper, then aluminum, then gold. In this way, all the conductors can be arranged in terms of their conductivity. That the ability to conduct the current, ability to allow the current to flow through them, we can arrange them in this. The silver is at the topmost, so it is the best conductor. So the resistance is least. Then non-metals are bad conductors. So we can say otherwise insulators of electricity, non-metals. But one assumption that graphite is the good conductor of electricity. Right. So the resistance of every material is different. Somewhere it is greater, somewhere it is smaller, right? And then the resistance, we obtain the formula resistance is equal to V upon I, that is ratio of potential difference to the current flow through the conductor, right? But in this relation, this resistance is the proportionality constant. So the proportionality constant will not depend on the factors of that relation. So the R, resistance of any particular conductor, is not depending on how much potential difference we are applying. That this the conductor, across this conductor, what is the potential difference applied? It may be a single cell 1.5 volt or 2 cells or 3 cells. According to the change of potential difference, the resistance will not change. Resistance will not change. Resistance, it is its internal property, it is its basic characteristic of the conductor. Then if a cell is connected, suppose any cell is connected across this conductor, so for this potential difference, R remains same. According to the value of R, the current may change. If R is greater, then the current will be lesser. So we can say if V is constant, then the current is inversely proportional to R. We should say current is inversely proportional to R. We cannot say R inversely proportional to I. Both are mathematically okay. Here we are transposing the terms, but physically we cannot say the resistance of conductor depends on the amount of current flows. No. Resistance of the conductor is the inherent property. Resistance is independent of the amount of current flows through it, but the amount of current flows through the conductor depends on the resistance. So we should say I inversely proportional to R. We should not say R inversely proportional to I, right? Okay. So this is the one relation, that if the resistance is less, then more current flows. Right. Here the resistance of conductor independent of V and I, okay. But it also depends on some factors. The resistance of a conductor also depends on some factors. Means by changing the factors, the resistance of conductor also changes. So we list out the factors on which the resistance of conductor depends. Factors. There are four factors. Four factors. First one is nature of material. Nature of material. If we change the material, in all the material, the resistance is different. In silver, it is least resistance. In copper, gold, aluminum, if we take all kinds of material, the resistance is different. So, the nature of material is the one of factor. And then coming to the length of conductor, it is length of conductor. So length